This is an introduction to critical reading strategies. Our essential question is, how do I approach a text so that I can read for understanding and to complete a task? There are three aspects to approaching a text. What do we do before reading, or pre-reading? What do we do during reading? And what do we do after reading? Before reading, the first thing you're going to do is read the task. What is it that you're going to have to do after you read the text? Now, this might be something as simple as just understand the text, but it can also involve some of the following. Write a summary, compare or contrast with another text, or prepare for a debate or discussion. Next, you're going to scan the text. Have a look at the title, images, any subheadings, and make a prediction. When you're making your prediction, consider both what you think the text will be about after looking at the title and the images, and also what you already know about this topic. Predictions are important because it gives our brain something to watch for as we read, and it gets us ready to understand the information that's coming our way. Next, you're going to number the paragraphs. This is an easy step, but a really important one. It helps you refer back if you're writing a paragraph or an essay, or if you're in a discussion. It also helps you find key information and help other people find what you're talking about. Next, you're going to read the first and last paragraphs. Once you've read these important paragraphs, add to or change your prediction. Most of these strategies are good for non-fiction texts, and you can use them for fiction, but I would not do this step with a story. You don't want to read the end before you've read the whole story. Now we come to what we do during reading. Once we've done some pre-reading and some thinking, we're going to read the text. For some of us, this is tough. Put your pencils down. Read it once through for a general understanding. Then you're going to read the text again. Now you pick up your pencil and you're going to mark the text. This can be done in lots of different ways. Some methods that we're going to look at are the following four. One of them is to circle keywords and underline claims. Another method is called insert symbols, and it is what it sounds like. Another one that has a good name is writing in the margins. And finally, something that most of us are familiar with is highlighting anything that stands out. Now, some of these methods don't work very well if you're working with a textbook and you're not allowed to write in it. However, you can get around this by using sticky notes and flags and tabs. Let's have a look at method number one, circling keywords and underlining claims. Keywords are words that are repeated, related to the topic, perhaps something that you don't know, or words that seem important somehow. Obviously, you don't count repeated words like the, but other key vocabulary words that are repeated might be important to your understanding. Claims are arguable statements, statements that someone could argue one way or another, and they might be backed up by statistical evidence, anecdotes, or expert testimony. This method is really good if you're trying to understand an argument. Method number two is inserting symbols as you read. You can choose your own symbols that have meaning to you, or you can start off with these ones. You can use a check mark if you know this already, or if you agree with something that you've read. An addition sign is for something new to you because it adds to your knowledge. A subtraction sign is when you encounter something that's different from what you thought. You can use an exclamation for something that surprises you. And a question mark isn't so much if you're confused about something, though you can certainly use it for that, but more about something that makes you wonder about more information or connections to something else. Method number three is writing in the margins. Now, this one can be used in lots of different ways, and it is what it sounds like. You write all over the text, mostly in the margins where there's space. It can look a little something like this, where you draw arrows and add questions, make notes to yourself, and possibly along the side, add short summaries of what each section is about. This one is good if you have to summarize an article and just for general understanding. Highlighting standouts is a familiar strategy, but one that can be actually kind of hard to do because we're often tempted to highlight way too much or not enough. But the key idea is that you are highlighting anything that either stands out to you because you make a personal connection or perhaps something that you think is important. Now we come to what happens after reading. You're going to first reflect on your own ideas. Look back and consider, how was your prediction? Did your opinion change? What did you learn or enjoy or dislike about what you read? And can you make any personal connections? Next, reflect on your understanding of the text itself. Consider, do I understand the information? Can I identify the author's main point or argument? And what do I need to clarify about my understanding? Last, you're going to revisit your marked up text in order to complete the task. You can consider, do I understand the task now that I've read the text? And am I ready to complete the task? And the best part is you have this text that you marked up and you made notes, and you can look back for all of the information you need to complete your task, whatever it might have looked like. Thank you for listening to Critical Reading Strategies.